Hey guys, how's it going? February 27th, 2021. Yeah. So I just got home. Had a bite to eat on the way, and then kiddo's upstairs for a little bit. So I thought, gee, I never really got around to, and it was probably not the right place to talk about it anyways. Um, had I known I was going to split it up into two, I probably would have just played Lumberjack Dynasty, not even mentioned uh, what do you call it? The yeah, I can't even think of the name of it. I want to call it the Jekyll. Yeah, my thing. I know I got a box around here somewhere. Jackery. That's it. I was gonna call it Jackal. Jackery. That's it. My Jackery 1000. I was gonna talk about that. Perhaps I should have done that. Anyways, yeah, I had it out today as well. My son and I, and did a little drone. It was actually a little. It felt a little cooler than it was, just because there was a bit of a breeze. But I stayed fairly low. Um, yeah, I only got a couple trains, but we were able to fly over some interesting industries. Got some got some footage of some of those engines over at Southern Yard being torn apart, so that was nice. I haven't shown any of this. I haven't even posted any of it. Well, I might have gone through it or whatever, but I haven't even put it to the hard drive or even viewed it yet at this point. Um, I'll get there at some point. It hasn't been a high priority of mine. Uh, I enjoy flying them. I enjoy capturing them, but I really need to, number one, get a USB thumb drive, or not a thumb, yeah, whatever the hell the damn thing is. The bigger drives, not the little stupid sticks that you put in, but an actual way I can actually store some of this off. Because I really don't feel like putting it all to the cloud or even trusting the cloud as far as a backup goes. I want to have those videos if I ever want them for reference spots and all that. And I got plenty of that. I was over Old Sam, the plant I used to work for. I forget what it's called now, but went back in the property. I was like over a kilometer down there and was able to get some good shots over the property there, over some other, basically over a lot of different properties. But again, the airspace is a lot different than ground space, so um, I kept it high enough, not over people or anything that get myself into trouble. But yeah, it was good. So it was fun. Um, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so that's the whole drone thing and flying, and that's just starting to ramp up a little bit. I've got my son's canceled March break, which he's taken off anyways because I'm not changing my vacation, my first vacation week of the year. Get more vacation time this year. And it's like, yay. Um, so that's coming up middle of March. So looking forward to that. I don't know what we're doing yet. I don't know where we're going, but we're definitely doing something. I just haven't figured out what, and it will involve taking the drone, obviously the Jackery stays in the car. That's just a fixture out there right now. Um, as long as it doesn't get too cold, it's fine out there. And right now, it keeps warm enough within the car at night. Doesn't get too cold. If we get into a real good cold spell, I'll probably take it back in. But it's been there. It's been there since I put it there, pretty much. Um, so that's been fine. So on the personal notes, everything's cool. Uh Now on the more public notes, I guess. Well, let's see here. So I did put a request in when Nell's over at Train Sim. I basically said that it's been a good 20 years, blah blah blah. But I was looking to have my membership removed. Uh, I never got a reply to that. Nothing's happened. So I'm not going to be begging these people. And at this point, fine. I'm at the point right now where just like, fine. I still view the forum every now and then. I don't reply. If I do reply, so what? I don't care. I've been on the record about it. I've been, um, I've been straight up about it. I said my goodbyes. I tried to do things, a certain way, and yeah, I could have avoided it all and just left it all alone. But I decided no. I wanted to see if it in fact it was official, and then if it was official, then I'd know. It's never been official, so if I still have access to it, I'm like, okay, well, now I got to decide, do I want the access? And I thought, well, since I got it, I might as well use it. And yeah, nothing much going on, anyways. But as far as being interactive, I don't feel like being interactive. If there's a topic that's interesting, maybe I'll get interactive again. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. If it's put it this way, if it's going to be me, it's going to be a toned down version of me because I don't feel like triggering anybody. I don't feel like getting triggered. I just don't feel like any of that crap. I'm done with that. It is just it's gotten stupid, and I'm tired of it. I have no problem getting in discussions and debates with people and having intelligent conversations and even joking around, which whatever the case may be. Uh, but when people have certain agendas, obvious agendas, I think personally, and it's just like, okay, out of all the threads that come after me, saying, well, you thinking like this and blah blah blah. I mean, first post you have, you grace us with your presence and ages. You don't talk about your product. You don't talk about anything. It's just like, other than I think congratulating somebody who started the Southwest server or whatever. I mean, or one of his servers. But other than that, it's just like, okay, whatever, Jason. Um, and as far as anybody else, whatever. I don't care. It's done. So that's about all I have to say about that. So if I'm there, well, I shouldn't say that. If I'm there, I'm there. If I post, I post. Whatever. I can watch. I'll just do it like I did it with the other servers, or the other forums, I should say. I can watch from afar. And the bottom line is, if I want to know what's going on, somebody's going to tell me what the hell's going on. I know enough people that they will tell me what the hell's going on. So it's not like I'm missing anything. So kind of like the news. Waste of your time. But Tony Robbins once said, if it gets bad enough, somebody will tell you. So you don't have to watch the news. In other words, yeah. What else is going on? Yeah, nothing going on here. That's nice. Um, so what else is going on? So projects wise, that's the other thing that I wanted to get into. As far as RTS 2021, I don't think. I even kind of hinted at the whole 2021 thing. I'm really not progressing towards anything right now. I have not touched code. I haven't touched anything other than, as far as the computer emails, I really haven't even done very few YouTubes other than, the live stream I did this morning. I'll do a live stream every 5 days, maybe, or so, if that. Today this is the second one, so this is a little bit of a rarity. But yeah, I mean, we've had some fun with some of them. But yeah, you can only talk about something for so long, and it just gets boring. Um, so I'll say this: I'm at the point now where RTS might be on hold or RTS may be put off to the side because I have other things. But you might be the first thing that may come eventually is something other than RTS. I've been held inside that box for such a long time, and I really started thinking about that. So what do I like right now? What inspires me? So what inspires me, or what's inspired me in the past, let's say. So Freight Yard Manager inspired me for a long time. I saw the strengths of it. I saw the weaknesses of it. Run 8 was a huge inspiration. That is the pinnacle. There's nothing out there that beats it as far as an actual train simulation, in my humble opinion. Um, like I said, Freight Yard Manager, railroad simulator, best railroad simulator. It really emphasizes the whole railroad concept. Run 8 does a great job at it. It just doesn't do what Freight Yard Manager does as far as the card forwarding capabilities and the whole full network. That's only because of how many routes they have, but they do have a good system. The Southwest is a huge system. It just can't be optimized without a lot of people. But so it is what it is. Uh, those are the things as far as trains. Other than that, there's this huge freaking gap that could be filled, may be filled, but I'm thinking outside the box now. There's more things I like than that, as you've seen. I've been into space stuff, which is always a fascination of mine. I enjoy astronomy. I enjoy that kind of, like, I'm a Trekkie. I don't watch much TV other than wrestling and Star Trek. Really, I guess Star Trek would be the only other thing. And you know, Star Trek's going to be. I don't know when the next Star Trek's coming out now. It's going to be. We just wrapped up a series a few weeks back. Uh, with COVID and all that other stuff. I think the next one's coming in about, several months. So I don't really have that inspiration going on right now. Um, and since I switched over to uh, the big flavor of the month, or which is probably going to be more than a month at this rate, I just have a weird, suspicious feeling. Nothing, you know, I don't know what it was, whatever the hell that program, because I don't even have it on my desktop anymore. Anytime I don't use something on my desktop, I throw it into a folder. I cleaned up a couple of them today. Um, the huh, well, Dyson Sphere is still there because I love Dyson Sphere. So I just it's number two. It's number two on my list. I just haven't felt like using it. I've been too interested in doing Lumberjack Dynasty. After this live stream, I'll go back to Lumberjack Dynasty. it's about it's about as inspirational as Run 8 was at the peak. That's how good. That's how much it is. And people look at this, and I'm sure people are looking at this. I'm trying to put myself in other people's shoes, and they might be looking at this as, why the hell would you want to freaking just chop trees down the whole time, or cut lawns and do all these chores like milking a bunch of friggin' cows and collecting eggs from chickens and all that other stuff. It's the variety of the tasks, and there's no stress upon it. You can do it if you want. You don't have to do it. But all of it leads to something. So you get those eggs, that leads to something. It allows you to make money. You milk the cows, that leads to something. It allows you to make money. Cutting the lawns, it gives you hay for your cows so they can eat and so you can make money. Not to mention you'll make other money. The trees are it's well, euros in this game. When those trees fall down, that's tons of euros that are coming your way because what's going to come out of those trees? What is that going to generate? How much chips are you going to get out of it? Are you going to get it's going to lead to your chipboard. Um, the bark that's going to come from it, it's going to lead to your bark sales, as well as the actual tree itself that's going to be put down to boards. It could lead to upgrades. It could lead to repairs on other houses, which lead to something. It's unreal, and it's a really, and that's just the lumberjack side of things. That's just the lumberjack farming slash dynasty side of things. There's the whole family and social element that's also in the game. And yes, some of it is cheesy, repetitive, and all that other stuff. And it's kind of storyline. I'm normally not a storyline type of person. Here's why I like it. And I make an exception for this one. This storyline, number one, it splits. It's going to split at a certain point based on your decisions. I think it happens in chapter 3. I'm in chapter 2 right now. There's no technical free roam, but I mean, I can stick with chapter 2 all I want and make a bunch of money. There's no timeline for me to pay my uncle in the game. I mean, I really don't have a timeline. I can just keep doing it. Nobody's going to buy it. So, in that sense, it's unrealistic. I don't care. There's a lot of things about the game that are unrealistic, and it's a game. It's a simulation in some respects, but it's basically a game. And I get a lot of inspiration from this. Not only do I enjoy it, but it makes me think, what if? So I'm not going to get into any further details of where my mind's going with that. I mentioned about Dyson Sphere. There's certain things about it that I like as well. I just haven't been into it lately. And it's not because I don't want to be into it, it's just because Lumberjack Dynasty is better. So when you have something you like and you're not sick of it, you're going to keep going back to that. And I am. As soon as that grows dull, I guarantee you Dyson Sphere is going to be on our list. My son and I both love it. There's other games I like too that have kind of fallen by the wayside. And as far as uploading and doing videos and bringing them, I don't have enough demand or interest by enough people to really put in an effort to even upload these videos anymore. I mean, I've had some feedback. I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if people want more. I don't know if people even want live streams. At this point, I don't know what people want because sometimes I don't get a lot of comments or feedback. I get a little bit, but you know, it's kind of strange as far as viewership. Well, there you go. I had more views earlier today, but that was kind of interesting because I had the game going on for 3.5 hours. Some people were just popping in and wondering what I was doing. So it is what it is. Um, so all those, I'll say this. You think about what inspires me: trains, Lumberjack Dynasty, Dyson Sphere. You kind of get and also with trains comes whole logistics and systems and all this other stuff. If you use your imagination, you can see where I'm headed. It's it's interesting. I really want to because let's put it this way: it hasn't been done before, um, but there's an element to it that I think is way outside the box that's interesting to me. Um, Whatever I do, if you are a fan of any of those three, I'll even throw Factoro in there, but Factoro kind of comes into the Dyson Sphere type thing. If you're a fan of any of those three and maybe some other ones, you might as well put maybe American Truck Simulator add that in. Take all of that together and think about that for a second. Just think about those things. Dyson Sphere, stuff like an American Truck Simulator, Lumberjack Dynasty, the stuff that inspires me. Well, you don't need to. I don't really need to say much more, and I'm not going to give any more details. My son and I have talked tons about the details on this. We have talked about pros and cons of various methods, pros and cons of what engines, if any, that we want to use. I shouldn't say if any. I mean, I can code straight out if I need to. I can avoid the engines. I can go right into the machine code if I really wanted to. But we'll see. So there's a lot to like I say machine code. I'm talking assembly. But that's I haven't done assembly on a machine this complicated compared to some of these machines are a lot more complicated than some of the older predecessors, or even it's like something like a Commodore 64, which was the last time I used assembly. So I know how to do it in Commodore 64. It's been years. It's a totally different process when you're talking a PC. You very rarely hear about it simply because people will use something like C sharp, all that other crap. I shouldn't say crap. I mean, for me it is, but um, I can look into that, I suppose, but and see, but something more straight to the point. C is actually the closest thing to assembly that I can think of, but it's a long way. It's still structured. It's still token based, like all languages are. Um, but the interface, as far as that, I haven't really been studying up on the what do you call it? Blender. I haven't really been touching up on Blender lately. So that's still. In fact, I don't even see Blender. Did I take the shortcut off of my damn computer somewhere? I don't see it. Maybe it's not there. Maybe I don't have a shortcut for it. Huh, that's interesting. You can tell how much I've used it lately. I don't even know where the shortcut is. Could be somewhere. Maybe it's gone. I have no idea. It's not installed as far as I know. But no, maybe actually no. Sorry, I was researching it. I don't have a shortcut on there because I haven't used Blender in a long time. So I was researching it. That was the last. See, like I said, I haven't been touching Blender. I haven't been touching code lately. All I'm doing right now is brainstorming, trying to figure out what's possible, what's feasible, what I can do with my skill set, and I'm not worried about 2021 or RTS. I'm not worried about the brand anymore. That's irrelevant. I mean, things are going to start changing. My site's probably going to go back to an old personal site, and I'm going to start dealing. I'm going to get out of the whole RTS side of things, and that doesn't mean that the concepts that I had for RTS won't die. It just means I'm not too obsessed with the brand anymore because I've already been willing to take away my own personal image off of most public forums. Yes, I'm still viewing it. Am I participating into it? No, not right now. And I really don't feel like participating in it. The forum is not that forum is not that important anyways, to be quite honest. Um, and then see where it goes from there. The only thing that's going to attract attention right now is to do the work and get it out there. That's the only thing that's going to attract attention. Until that happens, talk is cheap. You know, uh, you know, talk is talk, bullshit walks. I don't know what the hell. There's something like that. But that's all there is to it. You know, I can talk about it all day. It don't matter. So there's nothing really more to say about that other than that. That's where my mind is right now. It's not focused on one set project. I don't want to define myself to it. And every time I was getting deeper into something, I was just like, okay, do I really want to go there? Do I really want to go here? You know. And right now, I'm at a point. Do I really want to do this too? Do I want to take away the time that I'm enjoying some of these other programs that inspire me to focus in on something like my son was saying, and he said it the best, is going through the work, is the payoff going to be worth doing it? And I don't mean the payoff as far as pay. I'm not worried about money. Sure I'm going to sell something. We were talking about a joke of a free game that we were going to put out earlier today. We were talking about, and yeah, it was going to be a political humor type thing. But anyways, um, there's a lot of humor towards Trump. I mean, there's all kinds of games that mock Donald Trump. Well, I could go the other way too, and just have some fun with it. It's not going to be that pop. Well, I shouldn't say it's not going to be that popular, but it's it's just my way of having some fun with something. But and just testing the waters a little bit and do something simple and stupid. But I probably won't do that. I'm not going to waste my time on that, and I won't even bother with the concept or even tell you what it was about or anything like that. But I mean, there's these stupid little simple games that are out there. I don't want to waste my time with the simple stuff that I know I can do. I kind of want to, if I'm going to focus on something, I want my time to really pay off. You know what I mean? If I'm going to give up any Lumberjack Dynasty, or if I'm going to give up days that I could be walking or enjoying the summer or drones or anything like that, I want it to pay off. So that's the key. I want it to pay off. I want it to really be something that I want that bad. But anyways, my son's coming down, so I'm going to end this for now, and we're going to go back to Lumberjack Dynasty.